Is spirit cooking? Is spirit cooking Queen Marina Abramovic an over 400-year vampire? Is she an immortal being? Is she a reincarnation of the most prolific female serial killer in history? I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower. Welcome to the Gospel Truth channel. And I want to bring you some information here that is definitely cutting edge. It's definitely very interesting. And I would say, at least in my mind, somewhat plausible. Now, if you didn't see our show yesterday, I guess it was last night, about spirit cooking. If you haven't read my book, Spirit Cooking in the Church, Eat the Pain, you'll probably be a little without context, but that's okay. You can always go back and read the book. You can always go back and watch yesterday's show. But I want to bring to you an idea of whether or not this woman might possibly be a over 400-year-old immortal, a vampire, or if she may be the reincarnation of Countess Elizabeth Bathory. Now, many of you know who Countess Bathory is, and while you're here, like, share, subscribe. While you're here, make sure you're still subscribed. And if you're not subscribed, why not go ahead and subscribe to the channel? You get a lot of interesting stuff here. And if you are a regular subscriber and you're able, please consider offering some financial support to keep this, not only keep this program going, but keep it growing. We're just about to go over 8,000 subscribers today. And we need to put the pedal to the metal, and I could certainly use your help. But let's look at Countess Elizabeth Bathory. And let's begin to talk about her. Let's begin to consider her. And then we'll broaden that consideration to Marina Abramovic of spirit cooking fame. So Countess Elizabeth Bathory, she was born on August 7th, 1560. And by the way, as Heidi gets an opportunity, she's going to do the birth chart for Marina Abramovic. I was able to find her complete information, including her birth date, and somebody sent that to me. So thank you very, very much. So we'll be able to get a good read on Marina Abramovic. Now, starting at the beginning, which is generally a good practice, Elizabeth Bathory, 1560. Born in August, died in August. That's interesting. August is the 8th month. New beginnings. A one. Interesting. Very interesting. Anyway, I'm just looking at the numerology of the whole thing. But Elizabeth Bathory was a serial killer from the Bthory family of nobility in the Kingdom of Hungary. She's been labeled by Guinness Book of Records as the most prolific female serial killer / murderer, accused of torturing and killing hundreds of young women between 1585 and 1609. The highest number of victims cited during Bathory's trial was 650. This number comes from the claim of a servant girl named Susanna, that Countess Bathory's court official had seen the figure in one of Bathory's private books. And that's one thing about these people. You wonder, why do these people write it down? But they all write it down. Are they keeping track of rituals? Are they just that narcissistic, sick, dark, and twisted? But they all seem to want to keep records of it. Hell, Dahmer kept the heads in his refrigerator. She was imprisoned in December 1609 in Upper Hungary, now Slovakia, held in solitary confinement. No windows. She was imprisoned for 5 years until she finally died, or did she? The stories of her serial murders and brutality are verified by the testimony of more than 300 witnesses. Physical evidence, presence of horribly mutilated, dead, dying, and imprisoned girls found at the time of her arrest. Stories ascribe her vampire-like tendencies, most famously the tale that she bathed in the blood of virgins to retain her youth. She was engaged at age 11 to a man who was royalty. His household, the Segeste Castle, would later become, ironically, her prison. How interesting is that? In 1587, her husband became the chief commander of the Hungarian troops, leading them to war against the Ottomans. Now, turn your attention, if you will, to Marina Abramovic. Now 70. Actually, is she now older than 70? Let me pull up my calculator because, as you know me, Bible college graduate, not math major. 2017 minus 1946. She's now 71 years old. She was born in Belgrade, Yugoslavia. 70 years old, ladies and gentlemen. This is a 70-year-old woman. Wow. And when I was writing this book a couple of years ago, or a year ago, whenever it was, I actually had to check several sources because I couldn't believe she was really 70. I thought it was a mistake. She is 70, 71 now. Her background, her great uncle was the Serbian Orthodox Patriarch Varnava of the Serbian Orthodox Church. Very famous, you could say, royalty within the Serbian Orthodox religion. He was mysteriously murdered for resistance to the Catholic Church. And check this out. Both of her parents were members of Marshal Tito's famous communist fighters, the Yugoslav partisans during World War II. And considered heroes of Yugoslavia, they were awarded positions of power in Tito's communist regime after the war. So, in other words, they were royalty within the communist nation of Yugoslavia. So Bathory's background was both martial or military and royalty. So is Abramovic's. She tries to get herself to be a more sympathetic figure with tales of very thin and lame tales of child abuse of her own. No, I say nay. So just look at those two women for a minute. I wish I could get this stuff off the screen. Just look at those two women for a minute and see what you think. See what you think. Are they the same person? Both were born and raised less than 200 miles apart. Both had intimate connections to military leaders. Both had intimate connections to national leaders. Both were of national royalty. Both are heavily involved in blood rituals, likely up to and including child abuse. Bathory was involved in child sacrifice to preserve her youthful appearance. One wonders how ritual blood magic practitioner Abramovic maintains her strangely youthful appearance. Again, 71 years old in these photos that I'm showing you. 71 years old in these photos, folks, that I'm showing you. 71-year-old woman. Of course, the age disparity throws off the features a little bit, and I've tried to remedy that with another picture I'll show you in just a minute. Very young Bathory, 20s, and we've got Abramovic in her 70s. Shape of their heads, shape and size of their forehead, eyebrows, eyes, cheekbones, lips. How similar are the jaw lines? How about the chins? They even seem to like the same style of jewelry. Are they the same person? Is it reincarnation? I don't know. Let me show you another picture that's more, I think, age appropriate as far as both of them being the same age. And we'll see what you think about that. Or closer to the same age. It's still not exact, but I think it's a lot closer. And to me, it is even more compelling. Well, that's just me. So let's see what you think about this one. What do you think about this? Where is it? Here it is. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? And look at those ears. Look at those eyes. Look at that nose. Look at those lips, cheekbones. That's just me. That's just me. But I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about it? To me, it sure seems very interesting. To me, it sure seems like it's a possibility. To me, she's at least I would say at least a reincarnation. And of course, she's doing the same dark and terrible things that Countess Bathory did. So at the very least, I'd say she's a reincarnation. And boy, there's some even better pictures on here that I should have pulled up that I did not. But ladies and gentlemen, it seems to me that it's a very deep and dark secret, quite possibly. It seems to me that they very well could be the same person. I want to do a little game with you here in just a second. Not really a game, but a little deeper comparison here. As soon as I get a nice picture of the Countess pulled up here. Let's go with this one. It's not perfect, but we're going to do our best and see what we can do with this. See what we can think about. What do you guys think? How compelling is that rationale of mine, or is it not compelling at all? Maybe you think I'm just a stupid, crazy, ridiculous conspiracy theorist, blasphemer, apostate, and that there's nothing to see here. It's possible that you could believe that. And it's possible that you could be right. But then again, what if I'm not just completely crazy? What if there is something to what seems like at least somewhat compelling evidence that she could be Countess Bathory, that we could be looking at one and the same person? So let's play a little game if we can. Let's play a little game. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's take a look. We're looking at Pixlr here, ladies and gentlemen. Pixlr is a photography program that you can get just by accessing it on the web. And let's do something just for the fun of it. Let's browse for a picture. Let's pick this one of Marina Abramovic. Why don't we? Okay. And let's make it a lot bigger so we can see it. Let's make it bigger so we can see it. All right, so there's Miss Abramovic. And I know it's kind of hard because we don't exactly have the same exact view, but let's do something else. Let's bring Countess Bathory into the picture quite literally. Let's bring Countess Bathory into the picture, and let's see if I can't get her head about the same size. Can we get her head the same size? Can we get her head about the same size? Still a little bit too small, isn't it? This probably isn't going to work that great because they are different poses, but let's just take a look-see. What do you think? Just a little look. Just a little look. My sizes are off, aren't they? Yeah, the poses are just off enough to make it really difficult. Yeah, it makes it difficult. Difference in, one's a painting, one's actually a picture. Are they the same person? Is it the same woman? Yeah, it's just the sizes are different and the pose is different. Are they the same woman? I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. It's hard to get it just right. But it's certainly interesting, at least in my estimation. I tell you what, that looks like an older version. I mean, look at the eyes. That same look. Anyway, there you go. That's all I got. That's all I got. Is it speculative? Yes, it is speculative. Is it damned peculiar? In my view, yes, it is damned peculiar. But anyway, I think it is interesting, and she's certainly carrying on Bathory's work, if not actually being Bthory. Let's take a look at what says the chat room. Wow. They do look like the same person, says Yogic Vision. 7P says yes, close. Oh, Yogic found the time info. Thank you very much. My guess is he didn't know this was set up. He did a live feed last night about this very thing. I wonder if he actually created another one. What are you talking about? New info on Abramovic. Yeah, I had some connection issues this week, so boy. Truth is stranger than fiction. I agree it is. Just looking at this, see if we got anything. Spirit cooking show, excellent. Thank you. Maybe a vampire. I wonder if there's any relation to Soros, who's also from Hungary. I didn't even think of that. George Soros is from Hungary. That's a very, very interesting correlation. Very, very interesting correlation. Are vampires real? I don't know, Cody. You tell me. How does Abramovic keep her youth? I've not been to that castle. Blah, blah, blah has been to that castle. I wish I would have. Vampires are definitely real, says Edwin. Cha Edwin. Leslie is happy that I'm here. Thank you. That's the most recent picture I could find of her. She made a deal with a rat bastard, different types of vampires. We know for sure the first one was executed. We don't know for sure. All we know is that she was put into a room with all the windows walled up and that she allegedly died there. Yeah, I'm 87 years old. Her cheeks are artificially inflated. Oh, Abramovic's are? Perhaps. Perhaps. I was just taking a look-see myself. Vampires are real. It's not fake. Same person, says Yogic. I think so. The rods don't lie. The rods did say it was her. Can you reveal information from her hands? Did you see her hands? I'll have to check out her hands. I haven't looked at her hands, but that would be a really good idea. See, that's why I do these things, so people can give me information like that. So yeah, we'll look at her hands if I can. Immortal, reincarnation. I know it sounds crazy, but she just seems like a immortal to me. She was an unmerciful torturer. It's sickening. There's definite blood magic connection between Abrima and Elizabeth. I agree with you, Rudy M. There's a vampire purge in Malawi right now. Thank you, Yogic Vision. I think it is something big as well. Thank you. The first saying I'm not crazy. Even Johnny, level-headed Johnny, 2287 says anything is possible. Can you confirm that with any news videos? Confirm what? Oh, Saban. Oh, the Malawi things. New Orleans has psychic vampires. You know, I know some vampires. I should have them on the show and see if they think it's possible. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to do that. Contact those vampires and see if they think she could be an actual real vampire. Yeah, it looks like she's had a little bit of work, people are saying. Interesting. Interesting, interesting, interesting. We'll ask the rods again. I met him at a conference where I was speaking at a conference, and I had my table, and they had a table next to mine. So, yeah, I know him. Is Marina Abramovic Countess Bathory? Yes. Is Marina Abramovic a reincarnation of Countess Bathory? It says no. Is Marina Abramovic an immortal? Says yes. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully Heidi will get a chance to do her chart, and we will take a look at that chart and break down the mystery of Marina Abramovic even more, the mystery of Marina Abramovic and Countess Elizabeth Bathory. Clone, says Leslie Esquivel. I never thought about a clone. That's a good idea too. Well, if you want rods, all you got to do is go to jeffreydarty.com, and we offer them there through the store. And you can get them there. Going to do Abramovic's chart. We have Abramovic's chart. We have her day of birth, her place of birth. We have her time of birth. So there you go. Stay tuned. We may be able to do it tonight, maybe tomorrow, but we will definitely do this as soon as we can. She looks like Angelica Houston from Witches. Oh, that's funny. Nothing about Angelica Houston, ladies and gentlemen. No information on that. Leslie says, or she could be resurrected. Maybe. But the people are killing the people she turned. Interesting. So, is Marina Abramovic Countess Bathory? If she's immortal, how do we know the time of her birth? It's a good point. But the purported time of her birth, so we can at least get an idea on this incarnation. I mean, even if you watch any of the lore, these vampires fake their deaths and fake births for a new life. So there you go. Yeah, Matt, watched the show last night. That's the whole reason why I did it, is that she's a cohort of what's going on with the elites. She's a cohort with all of the child sacrifice, the blood magic. And I know we see all these horrible things, but we got to remember it is the spiritual power behind them that is the most important thing. The spiritual power behind them is the most important thing. We did ask the rods if she was we asked if she was an immortal. Is Marina Abramovic a vampire? Yes. Are vampires real? Yes. Are werewolves real? Are werewolves real? Yes. The show last night that was entitled, I don't know, it's got her picture on it. It's got her picture on it. What was the show entitled? Well, let's take a look, ladies and gentlemen, shall we? Let's see what the show was entitled. The show was entitled, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look again. Look at those two. Come on, get off the screen. Look at those two. Wow. Anyway, the show was entitled Jeffrey. How do I spell my name? Jeffrey Darty YouTube. The show was entitled Blood Magic, Sacrifice, Spirit Cooking, and Worse. And oh, look, Jeff's live with Marina Abramovic is Countess Bathory. What a crazy world we live in. You can go see that you're live. But yes, this is what we're talking about from the show last night. You see an hour and 19 minutes, 59 seconds. That's the cover of the book, Eat the Pain, Spirit Cooking, the Eucharist, and Communion. And this goes into all of the details, the sordid details of, look at this. You can watch yourself, do a video. What a crazy world we live in. And I went through the book literally page by page. So not just the Marina Abramovic part of it, but the whole 9 yards. So feel free, ladies and gentlemen, to check that out because it is some good stuff. And there you go. So that's what we're talking about. Now you have all the reference. Now you know what's going down. Now you know what's... I want to make you Pope. Mabus Vivo wants to make me Pope and give them a forever young and beauty, pretty toys. Wow. That sounds funny. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Jeffrey. This is a major breakthrough. Finally, someone else is talking about this. Thank you, Cha. Edwin. Blood Magic Sacrifice. Crazy. Deals with the devil. Chimeras. Very, very interesting stuff. So, did Jeff say what happened earlier? Nothing. Pigs are a hybrid between human and wild boar. That's interesting. There's a gothic trend of wannabe vamps, and then there are real deal vamps. Pope Jeffrey the First. Oh, that's awesome. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Interesting stuff to ponder. I'll keep you posted when Heidi can do that birth chart. We will take a look at it. Even if it doesn't look like it's going to be anything, we should at least have the integrity to say, well, you know, we looked at it and it wasn't really that great. Probably, I mean, reincarnation is probable, but you know what? Something just is telling me, including the rods, that she is a damn vampire. That's all I can say, ladies and gentlemen. I salute you for being here as the rain comes down in the Tampa Bay area of Florida. Thank you for seeking after truth, and it's my hope that you'll guide your own spirit, that you'll master your own ascension, and that you will be your own guru. I sleep 5 hours a day, and the most important part of this is to stay fearless, my friends. It does seem like there is something rotten in Hungary, but it is a beautiful country. I've been in Hungary. Beautiful country. Super MF villain, fellow Tampa Bay native, first time listening. Thank you for listening. Would enjoy maybe hooking up with you possibly if you feel we do have some, and I don't mean hooking up, but meeting, you know, a little coffee or something like that. Warrior Princess got her cosmic deck of initiation. You know, a lot of people have bought those cosmic decks of initiation from Barbara through hearing about them from me. I should have worked out a little something with Barbara, a little affiliate action, but I did not. So I hope you enjoy your cosmic deck of initiation. I find them to be very profound. Check out the blood magic video. And if you go back on all you have to do is do this. Watch this. Check this out. If you really want to figure out what's going on, if you really want to research this, again, just go on to, you're on my YouTube, right? So you just go up here and you put in Jeff Doherty, Blood Magic. And I think you'll see the whole series that I did on Abramovic. Yeah. Well, here's one of them. Well, that's the one I just did last night. Well, we've done a lot about blood, haven't we? So let's narrow it down. Jeffrey Doherty, spirit cooking. This is the way you find stuff. If you want to know what I taught about stuff, see, there they are. You're right here on the channel. Just go up to the search and just put in, look at this. 1, 2, 3. There's 3 videos on it, 4 videos, 5 videos, 6 videos, 7 videos. I've gone through this subject fairly extensively. 7 videos. That's not me. How did that sneak in? That's kind of funny. But 7 videos. So I guess YouTube throws some of these things in for, what do you call it? Advertising. Whoops. That's not me either. So yeah, they must throw stuff in for advertising. And there's another one on Eat the Pain. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff here that you can find out, and that's just the easiest way to do it. Jeffrey Doherty spirit cooking. Jeffrey Doherty, the Lord. Look at that. You got all this stuff about the Lord. Who does the Lord think he is? The Bible clearly declares is the Lord, Lord, Lord. Jeffrey Doherty, New Testament. See, you can find out anything you want about what I teach. Look at this. Chronological New Testament, Diamond New Testament. Is the New Testament totally jumbled? It's simple, folks. So the only reason not to know, I've tried to get on Alex Jones' show several times, and he just won't let me. I cut my hair for my mom, but I'm growing it back out as fast as possible. All right, folks, we'll see you later. Stay fearless, my friends, and unindoctrinate yourselves. I'm Jeffrey Doherty, your friendly neighborhood Christian whistleblower. Harmless little fuzzball, unless you happen to be an immortal vampire that doesn't want to be exposed. We'll see you again real soon. Thank you for your support. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll talk to you again very, very soon.